Hashtag Ask Dr. H. #1 trend on Twitter in the country is people need information. They need up-to-date, accurate information.
How many people recover, what the immune response is like and how long it lasts.
One of the best and most trusted guys in the whole business. So it's about actually making people realise what we're dealing with.
Weekdays from 6 on Good Morning Britain. Today, it could be pouring in many places, but not for a little while. Heinz Tomato Ketchup sponsors ITV National Weather.
A split set-up for us as the week wears on. We've got some rain gradually easing as we head through the next few hours, so a drier phase will be up and coming and feeling just a little chilly as temperatures slide. This is the scene into the small hours. Thick low cloud across the south. The rain pepping up and reinvigorating through the southwest into the small hours. A soggy start to the day here. Elsewhere, the cloud will cap the temperatures, but for the Midlands northwards, close to freezing with a frost as well as some ice. And we keep this split set up into a new day. Clear, crisp and cold across the northern counties. Cloud cover further south. The rain slow to shift from the West Country and settling across southern Wales for much of the day. A little sleetiness across the highest ground here. A good deal of thick, low, murky cloud shrouding the moors of the southwest. A bit of a breeze. Elsewhere, mostly dry. The best of the brightness further north, and for all of us, temperatures down a notch, particularly across southern counties. We keep the chillier air into Friday, particularly in that keen breeze from the near North Sea. Good night.
Heinz Tomato Ketchup sponsors ITV National Weather.
No more trips to pubs and restaurants. The vulnerable ordered to quarantine. Schools closing on Friday. A £360 billion bailout. What next in the crisis of our age? I'll ask one of the UK's top scientists, Sir Mark Walpole, the boss of EasyJet, Johan Lundgren, and Trump's former aide, Anthony Scaramucci, all after the news.
Good evening, this is ITV News coming to you live from the Calendar Studios in Yorkshire. I'm Duncan Wood, and tonight we're also with you on ITV Central. Apologies, we have some technical problems, I'm afraid, down your way this evening, and we're not able to bring you your normal service. But there is only one story in every region of the UK, and that's the coronavirus. The number of positive cases around the country has risen to more than 2,600, with the number of dead now over 100. The government has announced that all schools will close down on Friday until further notice. Vulnerable pupils and the children of key workers in the NHS, emergency services and delivery firms will still be taught. Adam Fowler reports.
In the Commons, the Education Secretary Gavin Williamson delivered the news that many had been anticipating.
I want to provide parents, students and staff with the certainty that they need. After schools shut their gates on Friday afternoon, they will remain closed until further notice.
At Rosedale Primary School in Doncaster, the announcement hasn't come as a surprise. There are only 17 children in this class out of the usual 33. Earlier today, the head teacher described her plan for what happens when all schools close.
What we've set up in place now with the online learning and the home learning packs for the children that are self-isolating, that will continue. And if schools closed, all teachers are set up where they can contribute to the school website and put on resources and activities.
And of course, many pupils have already stopped going to school. 2-year-old Darcy in Selby has cystic fibrosis. She and her sister Alicia are being kept at home.
The main worry is obviously that she picks the virus up. Obviously she picks viruses up all the time, and even though she's only 2, she's had 3 hospital stays with IVs already, because she's picked up various things and not been able to shake it off. So we're just concerned obviously that she gets it.
Back at Rosedale Primary School today, packed lunches were being prepared for those in isolation who usually get free school meals. They're being left on doorsteps by teachers.
These children are entitled to free school meals, particularly up to the age of 7. So it's important that we keep going with that, especially when supermarkets are reporting that they've got a lack of food on the shelves. We are just supporting the families in that choice that they have made and delivering the education packs at the same time so that they can keep on top of the curriculum and we can do our best to support them with their schoolwork whilst they're not in school themselves.
The school says they'll continue to do this if they can still access the school kitchen and for as long as they can depend on the staff. Adam Fowler, ITV News, Doncaster.
Well, the youngest person thought to have lost their life to the coronavirus is thought to be a 45-year-old father from Northamptonshire. Craig Ruston had motor neurones disease. He was diagnosed with the condition in June 2018 and given around 2 years to live. He died at Kettering General Hospital. Meanwhile, the family of a grandfather from Sheffield who died yesterday has spoken out, urging everyone to take the outbreak seriously and listen to the advice being given. Chris Kiddie reports.
78-year-old Leonard Gibson from Outybridge died in Sheffield's Northern General Hospital after testing positive for COVID-19. Described as a loving grandfather, he had underlying health problems. In a statement, his daughter said today, "We are very grateful to all the Northern General Hospital staff that helped our dad during this difficult time. They dealt with us sensitively and efficiently, and we felt constantly reassured by their kind words. We have nothing but praise for the NHS." At a time like this, community spirit, kindness and vigilance are more important than ever to make sure we get through this outbreak. Everyone should listen to the advice we are being given and take this seriously.
This is a message from the government's Chief Medical Officer about coronavirus.
It's important we all protect older people.
Her words came as the government launched a TV campaign aimed at reinforcing the need to heed the official advice being given. A sign of the times today in the window of one normally bustling cafe in Todmorden closed as the owner works out a way of keeping staff and customers safe, if indeed there is one. It's very quiet at the historic Peace Hall in Halifax, home to many small traders. Here, as elsewhere, they're just hoping they can weather the storm.
We've still got people shopping here, coming to buy food and drink. They really want to support the Peace Hall. I'm confident as a community we'll get through this. I just hope that there aren't too many casualties.
Help is being offered to small enterprises, but one finance expert says it's going to be a huge headache to administer.
I worry that the local authorities who are administering the grants and the banks who are going to be dealing with the loans are going to be absolutely inundated. We've got just under 6 million small private businesses in this country and the resources are not there.
In Hull, the Raise the Roof Homeless Project has had to close its cafe on Beverley Road for safety reasons, but they will still be working in the community.
We're currently offering an outreach service where we're taking hot drinks and snacks to people on the doorstep, so they've still got something to eat and drink, and we can check on them and make sure they're okay.
Pictures of empty supermarket shelves has prompted the Rother Valley MP to call on the Prime Minister to introduce emergency laws to stop people profiteering and stockpiling during the coronavirus crisis.
People are just stockpiling them and then selling them on to make a profit. Now, this is frankly disgusting. It means the vulnerable people, the people with children, and even people with not large incomes who can't afford to stockpile means they are being priced out, and that is disgusting and needs to be clamped down on.
Many stores are still busy. Shoppers here in Grimsby took advantage of special opening hours for those of pensionable age.
Are they even going to check cards? That's the question.
And at this cash and carry in Sheffield, customers couldn't get enough of what was on offer, with a queue snaking around the store. Chris Kiddie, ITV News.
And apologies once again to everybody watching in the ITV Central region. Because of technical difficulties, we're not able to bring you your late news this evening. Hopefully everything will be back to normal tomorrow. You're watching Calendar, the late news from ITV Yorkshire. Now, there are developments by the hour at the moment with the coronavirus. JCB and Toyota in the Midlands have temporarily stopped production because of the spread of the coronavirus. JCB said running the business has become difficult, and Toyota said it had taken the decision for the safety of its workforce. Here's more of what's been happening today. The boss of Swissport, the company that handles functions like freight management at our airports, says its business and the future of the entire UK aviation industry are at risk unless the government intervenes.
We're the canary in the coal mine. This is the coal face of the UK aviation business, and if we asphyxiate, then the UK aviation industry collapses.
ITV is cutting the number of Emmerdale episodes that are broadcast each week. The soap filmed here at ITV Yorkshire will still air Monday to Friday, but there will only be one episode on Thursdays instead of the usual 2. Bradford City Council has shut all museums and leisure centres with immediate effect, while Calderdale Council is following suit from this weekend. All parkrun events, those free 5-kilometre runs held at parks across the region on Saturday mornings, they're all off. Butlins in Skegness has announced that it will close for 4 weeks from Friday. And the Eurovision Song Contest, which was due to take place in Rotterdam in May, has been cancelled. The singer-songwriter James Newman from Settle was the UK's entry. I'm gutted. Great Britain race walker Tom Bosworth has backed plans for this year's Olympic Games to go ahead despite the virus pandemic. The 30-year-old said the move was sensible but would like to see a delay in the start to the Games. Some athletes have raised concerns after the International Olympic Committee told athletes to prepare as best they can. Finally this evening, I'd like to wish my old pal Bob Warman happy isolation. Bob, of course, started up here in Yorkshire at Calendar, making history as the first ever breakfast show presenter in the UK. Tonight, he told our friends and Central viewers how he was heading into isolation. He'll be working from home, though. He never stops. Keep well, Bob. Apologies once again for tonight's technical problems that denied you your news from ITV Central. Now you'll just have to watch what it's going to be like in Yorkshire and Lincolnshire tomorrow with our weatherman, John Mitchell.
A little moment of sunshine. TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Hello again. We haven't exactly been blessed with sunshine today, have we? This was the sky this morning over Bridlington, and that's pretty much how it stayed. And overnight tonight it's going to be quite cloudy south of the Humber over Lincolnshire. The clearest of the sky is probably the East Riding of Yorkshire into North Yorkshire there, and there could be a touch of ground frost there as temperatures drop down to 2 Celsius. There are the sun times for tomorrow, up at 6:06, setting at 6:15 tomorrow evening. Basically, the further north you are tomorrow, the brighter the skies will be. The East Riding of Yorkshire, maybe northern Lincolnshire, some sunshine coming through, but much of Lincolnshire into Nottinghamshire staying generally cloudy, possibly with a spit or spot of rain, but mostly dry with a top temperature of 8 Celsius. Overnight tomorrow night, little change really, but if anything, the cloud pushing away southwards, so that on Friday it'll be a much brighter day. We'll all see some sunshine. It will be a bit chilly in that northeasterly wind though, with an expected high of 8 Celsius. For the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, well, it is going to stay dry. It'll be quite cloudy though, and not particularly warm in that easterly wind. That's it. Good night.
TUI sponsors ITV Yorkshire Weather.
Thanks, John. That's it from me. Our next updates, hopefully the right ones, are in Good Morning Britain just after 6 o'clock in the morning. Thanks very much indeed for watching. A very good night to you.
I'm Sophia. And I'm Matilda. We wanted to create something that highlighted all of you guys in your profession and look at the NHS coming together.
What is at the core is looking at the societal impacts of health and well-being.
I think it's incredible how good we were working together.
And it's really nice to be able to work with colleagues whom I don't normally see.
That's the real beauty of the NHS, is this ability to just suddenly come together for a common cause.
I think it's a wonderful idea.
It's just a release, really. It's been a really positive experience, yeah.
I probably haven't done something this therapeutic for a long, long time.
We produce something fantastic, and that's pretty much what we do every day in the NHS.
Now on ITV, time to join our political editor to find out the latest on the efforts to find a vaccine for the virus. Here's Peston.
Hello and welcome. Coming up, can the NHS really cope with the coronavirus crisis? I'll ask the top medical scientist, Sir Mark Walport. Are our airlines going bust? EasyJet's chief executive, Johan Lundgren, will tell me. And Rechristening with all the medical and economic data that matters. President Trump's former aide, Anthony the Mooch Scaramucci, on why Trump has been so dismissive of the global crisis. And taking all our temperatures, Labour's Jess Phillips and the former Defence Minister, Tobias Ellwood.